What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video, and the waiting game continues. So we are still waiting on the Senate to come up with their proposal or present their proposal. Yesterday there was a meeting at the White House. So you saw Mitch McConnell, you saw Stephen Mnuchin, you saw some other Republican leaders in the Senate meeting with the president, and they were just talking about the future stimulus bill. And so they talked in private. Some of this stuff leaked, and we received some information about where the White House wants to go with things, and we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about what's happening today. So today you have the senators. They will be pretty much unveiling to all the GOP senators. So all the Republican senators, they're going to unveil this proposal to them first, and then the Democratic senators will be able to see the bill. And then from there, then they'll start their formal negotiations. And Stephen Mnuchin will also be meeting with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer today to talk a little bit more about a stimulus bill. So there's a lot of stuff moving right now. We're going to start seeing some leaks because that's usually the way it happens. Once that proposal starts getting its way around Congress, and you're going to start hearing people leak and say different things about the proposal. So be prepared for that. But first off, on this channel, we talk about personal finance for travelers. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little bell notification so you can get future updates on my videos. All right, so we're going to talk about 6 different things, actually seven different things. And I have some updated information for you. So I'll be able to give you some updated information as of today. So things are going to be moving really fast. You want to subscribe to the channel so you can get all the information as soon as it comes out. So the first thing I want to talk about is enhanced unemployment. So the enhanced unemployment, we know that will expire July 31st. And so you have the Republicans saying that they don't want it to be $600 per week. They want to drop it down to maybe $200 or $400, between that range per week. We'll have to see how the Democrats handle this and how they negotiate, but that's definitely something that will be on the table. Democrats want to keep it at $600 per week, and they want that to go to, I believe, to January of next year, January 30th of next year, 31st of next year. So something like that is what the Democrats want. Republicans obviously don't want that. They think that people are making more money. Some people are making more money on unemployment than they are in their regular job. So they're not going to want to go back to work because they're making more on unemployment. So we'll have to see where that goes. But right now, that's where we are. Enhanced unemployment will be on the table. We'll see how they negotiate that. Payroll tax cut. All right. So the payroll tax cut. Now, this is something that the White House wants. This is something the president's been talking about. He drew a red line a month ago. He kind of backstepped on that red line recently by saying that he would consider not signing another stimulus package if it did not have a payroll tax cut in it. So he's saying he would consider not signing it. That leaves some room for him to still sign a bill without the payroll tax cut. I think the White House is starting to understand that it is not popular in Congress, that you have Republican senators that do not want a payroll tax cut. You have Democratic senators that do not want a payroll tax cut. You have Democrats in general in both House and the Senate that don't want a payroll tax cut. So I think they're starting to see the writing on the wall when it comes to payroll tax cut, and they're seeing that this is probably not going to be our best option at this point. And do you do a payroll tax cut and a stimulus check? That's something that they need to talk about. Or do you do a payroll tax cut and a back to work bonus? That's something else that's going to need to be discussed. So I think they're starting to look at it. I think the White House is starting to realize, hey, you know what? This payroll tax cut might not be our best option. Stimulus checks. So there was good news today when it came to Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, he reiterated the fact that, yes, we need another stimulus check. So that's good that Mitch McConnell's still on board when it comes to another round of stimulus checks. And so because he is the leader of the Senate, you could almost guarantee that there will be a stimulus check in this proposal that's presented. Okay, now let's talk about testing. The White House does not want to allocate any more funding toward testing, which is crazy, right? Testing and tracing, they don't want any money going towards testing and tracing. You had some Senate Republicans in this meeting that were baffled, like they were speechless as far as we're not putting any more money towards testing. So that's what the White House wants. Now, like I said before, the White House at this point, they're cheerleaders. They're just telling the senators what they would like to see in the next bill. That doesn't mean that it's going to be in the next bill. because the senators are the ones that are going to be voting on this. So it's not the White House. The White House is just giving them, hey, this is what we would like. This is what we would like. That was interesting. Also, they don't want to send any new funding to the CDC, which is interesting again, right? CDC gets no new funding. They do have money right now, but additional funding, the White House doesn't want to send the CDC any additional funding. It's crazy. So right now, just understand that you have senators. A lot of the senators are on one side when it comes to they're trying to create this proposal, and then you have the White House coming in and putting in their demands, but you have a lot of senators that are not on the same page when it comes to some of these demands. So there's a conflict right now within the Republican Party. So you have the White House saying one thing and you have senators saying something else. And so this is probably the reason why Mitch McConnell wanted to wait and see. He didn't want to do anything a couple months ago. He kind of wanted to wait. And I think he was just hoping that they would not have to do another stimulus package. He was just hoping that the economy would get better and the virus would go away, and then they wouldn't have to address these issues. But right now, yes, there's some conflict within the Republican Party, and Chuck Schumer was really upset last week because they didn't let him in on the proposal that they were planning. But they probably didn't let him in on the proposal because there's so much conflict within the Republican Party right now when it comes to creating this proposal that they didn't want to bring in anyone else. They kind of wanted to get things settled within the Republican Party and then bring people in. So that could have been a strategy of theirs. All right, state and local funding. All right, so there's some new information here. Now, this is from Fox News. There was an article on Fox News. Now, this is a source. Now, we don't know who this source is, so just take that as it is. But $100 billion state and local funding. So that's what they're talking about right now. Now, there's still money from the CARES Act that was allocated for state and local governments, and they're talking about expanding that so they can use it for a variety of different things. The state and local governments can use this money because right now the money has not been spent. Like, not all the money has been spent, so they're trying to open it up so state and local governments can spend this money, which I think is good. Now, this is one thing that I think they could have created a bill separate from this bill. So they could have created a bill a couple months ago that would have allowed these state and local governments to spend this money in different ways, because you have state and local governments right now that are doing furloughs, and that's because they've run out of money. So if you have money sitting there for state and local governments, why didn't you create a bill that would address that, just like you did with PPP funding? So that was interesting. They want to talk about it now, but this is something that could have been prevented. And now you have people who are furloughed or even being laid off from state and local governments because of the fact that they're out of money when there's money there for them. So next thing I want to talk about is liability protection. We know that will be on the table. Mitch McConnell, this is something that he really wants. So we'll be seeing liability protection for sure. And then funding for schools. Now, this is new information here. This is a Fox News article that I read. Another source says $70 billion will be going towards schools to reopen. Okay, so that's their push. We already know that. Mitch McConnell said that kids is a part of the next package, and getting kids back to school is going to be a focus. So $70 billion they're going to have allocated for schools to get back online. So that's what we know right now. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think anything else should be in the bill? I obviously understand this is just a proposal. Okay, so hazard pay and some of these other things have not been discussed. So they will be discussed in the future. Once a proposal comes out from the senators, then that's when they'll start saying, okay, well, what about this? Well, what about that? And what about this? And then they'll have to see if they can fit those things in and then approve it and then send it to the House. And then at that point, the House will have to look at it and see what they want or what they don't want, and then approve it and send it to the president. So that's where we are. So let me know down below if you have any questions or if you have your own wish list. Let us know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.